Alright, well, hi again, YouTube. So I'm going to be posting a video about this. So about three-quarters of the way through this. Well, actually, I'm about halfway. So I'm working on a Nissan 370Z engine that I got salvaged. And so I removed all sorts of junk from the engine, as I showed in a previous video. Actually, I don't know if I posted this, so I'll show you guys right now. So this is everything that I pulled out of the engine. So most of the stuff, I pulled out of the, including the bird's nest, out of the uh, this area right here between the two, in between the V, just in here. So I'm not sure exactly where that came from. I guess it was sitting for a while. It's a 2014 and it's 2019 right now. It's January, so it's probably sitting for like 2 years maybe. It's got 15,000 miles on it, so I'm not sure. Anyways, I'll get to the point here. So I pulled all these screws and this thing. Well, what I was originally concerned about was this piece right here, which appeared to be like a lobe. It looked like a camshaft lobe that had been slipped. Maybe I cracked some sort of a camshaft or something like that, but I wasn't certain. So I took a look in the oil, and of course there were metal pieces everywhere, and it was like silty. It wasn't great. Anyways, I checked these screws, and some of them aren't metric. I mean, it looks like most of the stuff, including this rock, was just dumped into the engine oil fill cover cap. So that's fun. But anyways, it's salvaged. You get what you get. So here's the actual assembly that I removed from the car. So if you can lift this up here. So not getting the light here too. So as you can see, now it looks normal from the top down. It doesn't look like it's warped or anything, but on this first lobe here of the, I believe it's a drive shaft. This is called a ladder assembly, but this is called a drive. I believe this is called a drive shaft. So, because it's connected to the camshaft down here. Now, as you can see, one of the lobes here had slipped or had been cracked. So I think, as far as I can diagnose it, what I believe happened was the rocks that were poured in were crushed on top of on the bottom of these lobes here on the camshaft, and then when the sand got into these uh, lifters, they blocked them and didn't allow the camshaft to rotate. So the weakest point, being right here, decided to break. So anyways, so that's my analysis of what happened here. Maybe some minor overheating, but nothing major. I mean, the reservoir pump wasn't hooked up. We probably ran it for like a total of 20 minutes, but nothing serious. Anyways, so at this point with the engine repair, I've scraped the gaskets off the front and back timing cover. I've removed all the timing chains. That's actually over here, right here. So I think I should give you guys a list of everything you need if you're going to do this sort of repair. So this, let's not do that. Put those exactly back where I found them, or so help me. So let's talk about what you guys are going to need here if you're going to do this sort of repair. So these little things sit on the front of the engine, right in front of the front timing cover. You're going to need to replace these paper-thin gaskets. I don't know if I'm going to reuse those or not. I don't think I am, because it's just bad practice. But I might just order them. Who knows? One thing I do need to order still is this. So this is probably something you've probably overlooked in your reordering. So this is a camshaft, or I think a drive shaft position sensor, or a camshaft position sensor. I'm not sure. A VVEL position sensor, something like that. Basically, what it does is it sits on the back of this, on the back of the engine. It should be, if it was assembled, it would be somewhere like right in here somewhere, like right here. I think you have to replace those whenever you do the engine repair, or you remove them at all. So that's my next step here. But anyways, so as far as removing everything, so as I've scraped quite a bit of gasket here, but I just used some plastic scrapers and some steel wool, and it seems to have gotten most of it. The mating surfaces seem to be pretty clean. I wouldn't say that it's amazing by any means. I'm probably going to have to flush this out. As you can see, there's gasket material in there. I do not want that in there, so I'm going to take some oil and flush this. There is a pan down there to collect the anything that falls through. I did take a borescope, and you can see it down there, and checked out the oil channels that were running down the side of this. So when I checked, I didn't see anything in there. I think what happened was most of the rocks accumulated right here underneath the oil fill cap and got crushed and sort of sat in this area right here. And then anything that fell came past most of the timing and went straight into the oil pan. That's just a theory. So as far as I can tell, that's what it is. I mean, I'm not an expert. This is my first time repairing an engine at this level. So one of the things I didn't think about was turning the engine to top dead center before I did this. So I just have to be really careful. I did take pictures of where I put the my actual positions before I started this repair. So like where everything was when I was taking it apart. And I haven't rotated anything independently yet, so we're good. And plus, I'm sure the car will give me all sorts of warnings if stuff's not correct when I'm putting it together. Besides that, though, the repair so far has been, well, minorly complicated. I don't think it's going to have any serious issues, though. I mean, if you take a look really deep down into the engine bay, into the lifter assembly, you can still see some small sand particles, maybe some rocks, but it's nothing that I'd be worried about. I'm still going to flush it anyways, just because I don't want anything serious coming up in the future. Let me see if I can make this as short as possible here. Gaskets. So you will need. So this is my new ladder assembly. By the way, you can only get, so if you break a drive shaft like that right there, you have to order the whole ladder assembly, because they're machined together. So I'm going to be using that gasket seal. Let me just put this on the floor like professional. So this stuff right here, these are the gaskets you're going to need. You're going to need, for at least for what I'm doing, you're going to need, this goes under the spark plugs. This sits underneath the plastic cover right there. And you're going to run into something where, where'd that go? Here it is. You're gonna need one of these. This just sits on the back of the radiator hose. It's just something you might overlook. I don't think you can use RTV on that. I'm not certain. But other than that, I'm just gonna make this short and simple. I'll keep you guys updated on my reassembly. I feel much more informed now. I think my first couple videos were kind of amateur, a little too amateur for YouTube. So, all right, that'll be it. All right, have a nice day.